in Bloemfontein on the airplane. Aaron, good afternoon.
How's it going?
Yeah, thank you so much. I really do appreciate your flexibility and able to chat to us. Obviously, does this like sort of struggle with getting here actually affect your preparations? Now, obviously, it's a big one for you guys this coming Sunday.
Yeah, it's a big race for us. We want to come down and win it, but it's not really a big problem for us. We'll just take it easy, and it's just the life of a professional athlete, I guess. Things happen.
Well, I heard you were quite close to PE and to be diverted, but that's all part of it all. Bit of an adventure. Now, you're actually captaining the team, MTN-Qhubeka team. It's one of the top teams here in South Africa. I mean, 82 races that you guys won in 2011, based in Johannesburg. You must feel quite confident being part of such an elite team.
No, definitely. The team has been very successful. Last year, we won pretty much every single local race. And obviously, we've got a nice big international program. We're only coming down to Port Elizabeth this weekend with 4 riders. Unfortunately, we were going to come down with 5. One of our strong riders, Martin Visserman, crashed out in a race last weekend in Joburg and broke his collarbone. So he unfortunately hasn't joined us on the trip down. And the rest of our team will be racing in Johannesburg. So we've come down with 4 guys, including myself. But we hope for the best on Sunday.
You've had a couple of strong victories recently now. You've got to be feeling confident. I know you've eyed a couple of competitors that you feel like you're going to be racing against, but you must be feeling confident that 2012 is going to be as successful as 2011 was.
Definitely like to build, from year to year the team likes to build and get better and stronger. And Sunday I'm feeling good and confident. We've put in some good training over December and January, and we're coming down with a good team. So can only get hopefully go for the win.
Yeah, absolutely. And the conditions here in Port Elizabeth, obviously it's raining now, and the wind plays a massive factor in the Herald VW Cycle Tour. Is it something you factor in? Do you pace yourself on the day to see east-west wind blowing? What's the sort of strategy you work on?
Definitely. In professional racing, you always use the weather as a tactic, and wind is a big tactical factor. So Sunday's race will definitely the wind will definitely be something we look at. Obviously, we use the wind a lot to split up the race, maybe into a small group at the end.
Sure.
And for sure we look at the wind direction.
And I've often chatted to the cyclists who changed to Arran last week, talking about the fact that this is not an easy race. It's probably one of the toughest races in the calendar because of that wind.
Definitely, it's from past races that I've done at the VW Herald, a lot of left and right, narrow roads. It's got some nice climbs in it, some windy sections. So for sure, it's a definite challenge.
And then just looking ahead to the rest of the season, obviously you guys, for yourself as well, looking for international racing as well coming up in 2012.
Yeah, so we kick off our international season end of March after the Cape Harvest with the Tour of Morocco, and then we will be racing in France, Holland, and also in Germany. So we have a very extensive program that will be 4 months long, and we will return during June for a bit of a break, and then we'll resume our stay in Europe, doing the Tour of Portugal, possibly the Tour of Britain, and then a race in Australia. So a big program this year for us.
That's wonderful. And we've got some fantastic sponsors, of course, are backing you guys. Just for the listeners who are not really aware of cycling, can you give us a little idea of sort of your training schedule? Normally in the week, you guys obviously compete at the highest level. What sort of your training look like?
At the moment, we're going through what's called base training, which is where you lay a foundation with big, long, slow mileage. So our average week over the last 8 weeks has been about 30 hours a week of training. And in that week, we cover anywhere between 600 and 900 kilometers. And possibly, I know just this last month, in January, we've totaled up about 3,000 kilometers.
That's incredible. And just diet as well, obviously a big factor as well there.
Yeah, big time. If you're not eating healthily and you're doing those type of hours and miles, you're not going to recover if you don't eat properly. So for sure, diet is utterly important, and eating the correct food so that we can train hard and get the most out of our bodies.
Aaron, it's again like any of the passengers on the plane that you've been an absolute sport. Thank you so much for chatting to us, and we're looking forward to supporting you there on Sunday. Hopefully the weather clears up nicely, and looking forward to being on side the street supporting the channel for you guys. Thanks so much for chatting to us today.
Thanks for having me. It was awesome.
Thank you. Cheers, Aaron. All right.